What's up? Welcome. What's up, everybody? Come on into the room. Come on in. Good people. Come on in. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Nilla.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
you look glorious. Good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you too. Let me turn up my volume so I can hear you nice and clear here.
Okay, tell me if I'm loud enough too.
You're good.
Okay, yeah, you sound perfect too.
Perfect.
You know how perfect vocals are. You know,
You
gotta
know,
get the vocals right.
Sound.
I see you in the booth getting vocals correct, so I know.
Oh, yes.
I know you're already about that life. So welcome,
yes,
everybody.
you know, gotta be.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Mama?
I said gotta be.
Always gotta be right. So welcome into the room, everybody. I see people starting to come through. So it's good to see everybody, and it's great to be here on behalf of Breakthrough TV. My name is DJ Reborn. My pronouns are she, her, and hers. I am a veteran DJ, sound collage artist, hip-hop musical theater producer, and just an all-around music lover who's kind of worked my whole life in the business of music. And before the Panda Rosa, before the Panasonic, before the Panda Express, I was the opening tour DJ for the legendary Miss Lauryn Hill. So I find myself grounded in NYC and making things happen here, and so excited on behalf of Breakthrough TV to speak with the beautiful and talented and brilliant Nilla, who is going to introduce herself now too. But just for those of you who may not know about Breakthrough, Breakthrough is an incredible organization that works with women and women of color and young women in particular around the intersectionality of gender, equity, justice, race, equality, all the things that we should all always be concerned about, no matter where we land in the spectrum of those things. So Breakthrough is really at the heart of making sure that young women's voices are magnified. So that's why we're here. And Nilla is this incredible artist who I'm just getting to know your work and your music, and I'm already a big fan.
Thank you so much.
That superstar quality thing that people can't teach a person how to have. So I'm happy to meet you and be in this conversation. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Thank you so much, and thank you for that beautiful introduction. Yes, my name is Nilla Allin, multifaceted musical artist, influencer, entertainer, all that good stuff. So yes, I'm just super happy to be here. Pronouns she, her, hers. Straight out of college, you know, just trying to pursue my dreams, and it's been going amazing so far. I've gotten so much support, and I'm so happy to be here. DJ Reborn, this is just amazing. I'm super excited for this conversation.
Me too.
And yeah.
Yes. Well, great. I'm happy that more people are coming on through. So come on in, get comfortable, everybody. Good to see y'all. So Nilla, I just want to ask a few questions and just kind of see what your journey has been like. My first curiosity is about you as a music lover, as an MC, as a writer, and also you're an engineer. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking like all of this plays into how you are as an artist. But my first question is, when did you first fall in love with music, and particularly the expression of communicating who you are through being an MC?
That's an excellent question. I wrote my first song when I was around 6 or 7 years old. So when I was younger, I grew up in an R&B household, and I just love music. I would sing, I was in acting, I was in all different type of plays when I was younger. And hearing other people sing, I always wanted to be like, oh my God, like, I wonder if I have the abilities to write a song or, you know, write a rap or, you know, that type of thing. So I would challenge myself. And I was also the type of child who, like, I could never be bored. Like, I was in everything. And if I didn't have anything to do, I would give myself stuff to do. So I'd be like, okay, today you're writing a song, or like you're writing a book, or you're writing a play. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I was just very, very creative. I love to write. I started writing songs. I wrote my first song. Yeah, I was like 6 or 7. It was pretty horrible.
What's your first song? Do you remember the name of it?
I don't remember the name, but I remember. Oh, no. It was called Redo. It was called Redo.
And what was it about?
It was about, oh my gosh, this is so hilarious. It was about second chances.
Oh.
And I was singing a little. Okay, so it was kind of like, I was just singing.
Yes.
Now, keep in mind, I was like 7 years old. But it was like, what if we had redos? What if we had second chances? I wonder now and then. What if we can do it all over again? Don't want to make another mistake. This is just one question I can't shake. I apologize for what I did. I apologize for something else, but I forgot it. But that was the first song that I wrote.
Listen, for 7 years old, first of all, the wisdom of that is a lot. Like, for you to
it's crazy, right?
Have the concept in your mind as a kid about what second chances mean. Like, I think when I was 7, I'd been like, what's a chance? I wouldn't have even known what a first chance was. So the fact that you were already thinking ahead about second chances says something about maybe the wisdom that you
I don't know what I was
with.
going through, but
listen, you have some wisdom with you, which I think is always the hallmark of an artist with longevity.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Is somebody who understands their voice from a very young age.
Definitely.
And that's just, I love that you remember the lyrics of that. That's incredibly significant.
Thank you.
Who was the first hip hop artist that you remember gravitating towards?
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
I remember being, cause after I started writing songs, I kind of went into poetry. And then from poetry, I went into rap. But I want to say I was like 11 or 12 when I really got into this like little obsession with YMCMB. And I love Nicki Minaj. I love Drake. I love Lil Wayne. Oh my gosh, like YMCMB was running it. And my cousin actually told me about this song called Go Hard by Nicki Minaj.
Yep.
And I remember I YouTubed it and I learned every lyric. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is bars. So I was like, I'm going to challenge myself and see if I can do what she does.
Nice.
So that was, and I want to say, I was like around 11 or 12.
Okay. That's really dope because Nicki Minaj has really influenced so many artists, especially artists from your generation. She was a hallmark, and especially being, you know, a woman, as you mentioned, the crew that she was a part of, really being the only woman.
Exactly.
Part of that, which I always feel like that's problematic, that there's always only ever one woman in those crews, because why? It's like, why are there 2 dudes and 1 lady? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, so that's always something, but she has carved out her own lane. And I love that you can tell that she was influenced by other artists, but she has her own singular sound and her own singular style.
And she's so diverse too, and you know, multifaceted, and she has her foot in so many lanes, and that's also too what I really admire about her. And she really, like, you know, she be talking about something, and her bars are so clever and
she's very
like
clever.
Outside the box, you know.
Yeah.
So that creativity is always like stood out to me.
Is she someone that you would like to collaborate with one day?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. I noticed also, Nilla, that your one of the things I really love about what you do is your series of you rhyming in your car.
Yes.
Those are dope. How did that start, and how did it become a thing? Because it's obviously like one of your signature things that you use to present your work.
Yes. So, oh my gosh, that started in college. I kind of rapped on and off. I was never confident in my rap ability. So I was rapping in high school. And it's funny because even today people hit me up and they're like, what the heck? Like, how are you just all of a sudden a rapper? But then there's some people who actually knew, like my close friends. But when I got to college, I was drowning myself in school so much that I became really, really unhappy, and I needed a creative escape. So writing those rhymes became my creative escape. And sometimes, like, just hanging out with my friends, I would share those rhymes. You know, we're just kind of kicking it, and, you know, somebody will throw on the beat, and I would say those rhymes, and they'd be like, this girl could really rap. And I remember making a video, because they told me, my friends kind of harassed me into really sharing it on my platforms. They were like, no, you need to share this. Like, you could be the next big thing, you know?
Yes.
So I was like, I don't know, I'm scared, I'm shy. Like, people are not going to take me seriously. Like, you know what I mean? And they were like, okay, well, just do these other challenges that everybody else be doing. You know, like, what was hot, the Tatiana challenge was really hot, where everybody was rapping over Blueface's beat. So they were like, just do like a cute little challenge and, you know, whatever, and just see how people react. I remember filming the video, and I was not gonna post it. And they were on me. They stayed on me. So I posted it, and I threw my phone. I didn't look at my phone for like 2 hours. I didn't look at my phone for like 2 hours. And then people were calling me like, bro, you can really rap. You can really rap. So everyone was telling me, like, you need to keep this up. You need to keep going, keep going, keep going. And then I started gaining all these followers. And I was like, oh, my God, like, do I do this? You know, like, am I supposed to continue with this? So I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna ease into it. You know, I'm not a rapper. This is just something I do on the side for fun. But since y'all like it, like, let me, you know, share it with y'all. So that's really how that started. Nice. And I wish I had more time. Well, back then, I was always wishing I had more time to dedicate to that, because I did see that I was kind of getting a buzz from it. But school was just so tough. You know, I was very inconsistent with the rap, but I was like, once I graduated from college, like, okay, I'm gonna go all in. Like, I'm gonna really put my all into the music. I'm gonna make my music. I'm gonna get in the studio, because I had never been in the studio. I just liked writing raps. Yeah.
Man, being a writer is also its own talent.
Definitely.
Right? It's one thing for you to be an MC, and there are plenty of MCs that we know of, men and women, who don't write their own rhymes. So
Absolutely.
For you to have that skill set in addition to being a dope MC, I think is just like another step in how you know that you're meant to do this. And not that people that don't write their own rhymes are not meant to do it, because they might have a quality or something that they know how to present the work that's for them. So I don't knock that at all, but I do think that there's power in being able to write your own stuff. Definitely. And present it exactly the way that you want it. I'm also curious, Nilla, about what is something that has surprised you now that you're in the industry and you're continuously picking up traction and fans and like doing the work more. What is something about the industry that's been a pleasant surprise to you? And what is something,
pleasant?
Yeah, like a pleasant surprise. And because here's the thing, I think a lot of times as women, we talk so much about the challenges, right? And those are built in because we live in a patriarchal society. So challenges is if you rap, you're gonna be challenged as a woman. If you like deliver groceries, you're challenged as a woman. Like, it almost doesn't matter what you do in the world. Although being in music is a male-dominated field, the world is patriarchal, right? So I'm curious about what has been a positive surprise for you, and also what is something that people told you that you're like, oh yeah, you know what? When people told me that, I didn't know it was true, and I see that it's true.
That is a great question. I would say my biggest surprise, I honestly didn't know how much support I was going to get. How much support I was going to get. That really surprised That really surprised me, because, you know, it's a lot. It takes a lot to put yourself out there. And especially being an artist and being like a personality and just being creative, it's like you're putting yourself out there for the world to see and for the world to criticize. And I was always afraid of that, because I take my work, you know, like it's like my little, you know, like I have a connection to my work. So it's like when people criticize it, I always thought I was gonna be like feeling some type of way, sensitive about it.
Yes.
But now, you know, as I get older, I'm learning I could give up. Okay.
Exactly.
Number one. And number two, I get so much love. I get so much love. So it's kind of like I really don't have.
Sorry. He's like, let me tell you my story too.
Right. He said it's my turn now. But yeah, I get so much love. So it's kind of like, you know, people reach out to me one-on-one. They DM me like, oh my God, I love this song. It makes me feel this way. Mm-hmm. Or keep up. Like there'll be strangers DMing me like, keep up the work. Like you're gonna make it. Keep going. So all of that is so dope to me because it's like, wow, like I can come across a complete stranger's timeline. Mm-hmm. And you know, our time is very valuable. So for you to take the time out of your day to go to my page and send me a message and tell me to keep going, you know, that means a lot to me.
That is the fuel. Yes,
definitely.
Sure. And then what is something that people told you and you found out, yeah, that's right. That's what people said was true about that, as far as industry stuff or the creative process or
like in a positive,
in any kind of way.
You know what's funny? Because I kind of like never really thought about like when I was kind of writing my raps and making my music and stuff like that, I kind of never thought about actually going into the industry. Like, does that make sense? It's kind of like I was writing my raps and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I can release this whenever. I can go in the studio, I can release that, Like, of course you meet with people, but I never thought of the industry as its own world. And that's what I'm learning now. Mm-hmm. And when people kind of told me that, like, kind of like, be prepared or beware, or like, you know, don't do this or present yourself like this because they may not take you seriously, or you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like there's so much more that goes into the music industry as a whole. So now I look and I'm like, okay, yeah, they were right, because this really is another world that I was like completely, you know, I'm not gonna say sheltered from, but it's kind of like it's a different beast. Right. Yeah.
It's like the industry is a business and you're an artist, and you have to make sure that you're understanding what it means to have both things be in balance, because you have to be about your business. And especially as a woman, I think that that's the one thing that we're constantly being tested on how serious we are about our business. Right? Exactly. Because people are like, oh yeah, being an artist, that's the easy part, which it isn't. But no. It's also the business aspect of people almost like testing, trying to flex on you, and being like, really seeing if you're about your business.
Definitely.
Versus just like there for a look or a good time or whatever.
Right. And especially, oh my God, you hit the nail on the head when you said it's a business. So now everybody thinks money, and a lot of the time it's about the money and not the music. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. But at the end of the day, I mean, here's the thing. The business is very real, right? So you have to present yourself in a certain kind of way. To be a star means that you're always kind of on when you leave the comfort zone of your house or whatever your protective space is. Right. Because people are watching you, right? And when you put your work in the world, like you said earlier, people are looking at you, they're judging you, they have opinions, and you still have to keep almost blinders on, right? I saw a thing that someone posted yesterday that I follow about the reminder of like not looking to your left or to your right when you're in a race, right? If you look to the car left to you or the car to the right of you, you're going to swerve. You're going to, you know, it's just like you have to stay so focused on what your goal is. And with that said, what is sort of your ultimate goal with music, with yourself as an artist? What would you like to see your career evolve into? as the years, come up the next 5-10 years, where do you want to go?
That is a great question. Honestly, like I have, and I'm trying to like kind of talk to myself about this too, because I have so many talents and I don't want to box myself in. So I really don't see myself as just a rapper or just an artist, but eventually I do want to branch out into acting and entertainment. I love music. But I'm also very diverse, very multifaceted, and I want to explore all of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to start with the music and focus on music for right now. A lot of people reach out to me because the thing is, when I first dropped that freestyle, a lot of people came to me and were like, "Where's your music? Where can I find your music? Do you have music on iTunes? Spotify, SoundCloud? Do you have a SoundCloud?" And I was kind of like, no, I'm not an artist. I just like to rap, and I just posted the video, Yeah. So all of those comments kind of is what inspired me and what fueled me and motivated me to make music, because there's so many people asking for it. So I really want to have that, like, since I do have the talent, I want to make sure that I am inspiring with my music and I am giving, the people what they want. And in the future, I just want to go ahead and explore all different lanes, like it's not going to stop at music for me.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Okay, wait, I have 3 more questions. Actually, I have like 300 questions because I'm a naturally curious person, but I'm going to keep it to 3. The first question is, how do you practice self-care as an artist, as a woman? How do you make sure to ground yourself and hold yourself down while you're being in the world and doing what you do?
That's a great question. So I'm going to say a couple of things. Because one thing I do have to have is a clear mind, because I can't even write. Like, I will get writer's block if I'm too tired or, just stressed or whatever. So I love taking out like a day in the week. Usually Sundays. I feel like Sundays are my self-care days, where I kind of just light my candle and relax and kind of just breathe. I actually kind of do go, not a lot since COVID, but going out, like eating, like that's actually self-care to me. I love to eat. Yes. So going to a nice restaurant is honestly, and enjoying a good meal. Yeah. That is self-care for me. I'm really into skincare. Yeah. So I be doing my little facials and my scrubs and all of that. And just making sure I get a good night's rest. Because, I have a very, very, very busy schedule. So my nights end really early. And it's funny because I talk to my engineer when I get in the studio. And I hit him up and I'm like, just last week, I was like, "Hey, do you have a 9 a.m.? And he's like, "What? Who's up at 9 a.m.? Like, why are you trying to get in the studio at 9 a.m.? Like, I don't get up until noon. Why?"
Right. You're like, well, I need to get that work in, and 9 a.m. works for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, my nights, I'm in bed, and he knows no night studio sessions for Nilla. Like, I'm by 7 p.m. No, nothing later than that.
And that, that speaks to your work ethic too, which is like, again, you're very serious about what you're doing. And I know at 22, there are plenty of serious 22-year-olds. You're 22, yes?
Yes.
So it's like there's serious 22-year-olds. I'm not trying to hang something on people in their early 20s that isn't true. But it's also a time where you're like, I mean, not in COVID so much maybe, but it's like a time where you're partying and you're going out late and you're hanging out with your friends late. And that's a beautiful experience to have at that point in your life. But when you have very specific goals and you know what you need to do in order to accomplish them, the sacrifice is in the now, so you're like, I'm gonna have to see y'all in like 3 days after I go to the studio and finish these tracks.
You know what? And that is exactly right. And I actually had to change my way of thinking because I'm so impatient, like everything I want now. Yeah. So I had to change my way of thinking from, like I'm putting in this work because I want to you know, be successful now, I had to change that to I'm putting in this work for when I'm 26, you know, so I can be successful. I can be to where I want to be by the time I'm 26, 27. So I got to work now, you know, for the future.
Exactly. And also you mentioned earlier when you said like when you were a kid, you were always into things and you had to like challenge yourself to do things. And now you just mentioned, you know, that you can be impatient and you need to go. So my second question is kind of in this line, because as you're talking about your traits of yourself that you know, I'm like, because I'm into astrology, I'm like, either you're a fire sign or you're an air sign. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Okay, so you're a fire sign?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, there's only 3 of those. So can I guess Leo off top?
No.
Okay, Aries?
No.
Sag. All right, so then you're a Sag. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because those qualities, those traits that you talked about are all the things I think about, you know, with those signs that are either the fire is what is like sort of their ground, or air, right? Yes. So all the fire signs I know, all the air signs that I know, they're like, oh, I can't be bored. I got to keep it moving. You got to stimulate me. What? Yeah. What's going like, and not that you're not chill, but you
but that's so true.
Have like a mental drive and a need for stimulation.
That is so true.
That is not true for like I'm a water sign, so I have that need too, but I'm also very like, I'm chilling, you know?
Right.
So I love hearing how well you know yourself and how you manage to embrace those traits of yourself of being like, look, I have to stay busy. I'm focused. I don't want to be bored.
Exactly.
I'm going to challenge myself, you know? So I love that.
Cannot be bored. That's so funny. It's funny because, you know, I'm also known for like my TikToks and stuff like that. And I remember someone like as advice, they kind of told me like, if you would just shut out everything else and focus on music, like, you know, like you would really, really pop out. But it's like, I can't focus on music for too long because then I get bored. Like I gotta, you know, mix it up and then I'll come back to it, you know, when I'm ready. So
And I'm also a firm believer that people who are legitimately interested in different things should do those things.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, there's a saying, jack of all trades, master of none. And I don't believe in that saying. So I'm like,
that gets to me too, honestly.
If you're a jack of all trades, that means you're extra talented. You should not have to then put yourself in a box or a hole to focus on the one thing. Now, there's something to be said for mastering something.
Yes.
But we also keep our minds alive and our curiosity strong and our excitement high when we remember how many different things we get to enjoy and be curious about and learn about and grow in.
Exactly. Now, what is your sign?
I'm a Cancerian. I'm a summer baby. I'm in July, so yeah, I'm very watery.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love Sages. My father was a Sag, and he was just like the coolest. Like, I feel like Sages have this very subtle charm. Definitely. Like, you guys are noticeable and charming, but you're not over the top.
Right.
And people gravitate towards you. Like, I just remember my dad being the kind of person where I was like, babies loved him, dogs loved him, old people loved him, white people loved him, black people. It was like, everybody just always gravitated towards him, and he was just the coolest person. So I always think of Sages that way. I'm like, you guys are just mad cool.
Yeah, we're chameleons. We kind of like fit in everywhere.
Yep, and that's great. That's a great trait for an artist to have too, because no matter where you go in the world, you can relate to people.
Right.
You know what I mean? And as you continue to blow up and tour and do all these things, like that's going to be a necessary trait as well. Yeah. So my last question for you, Nilla, I know we're getting on time. I don't even know what time it is. We can talk for a while. So my last question for you is, what is your advice for any young women coming up who want to be artists, who are into writing music, if they're MCs, if they're singers, if they want to be in the business? Like what is something that you want to impart with them and have them walk with that maybe you wish someone would have told you, or just something that you think is important to share?
Oh my God. Okay. I can go on and on, but I'm gonna keep it short. I would say go for it. Block out any outside, opinions or pressures, and have confidence in your voice. And don't make, what's popping right now or what's blowing up right now influence what you want to tell and what you want to write, and your story, Yeah. So if you have a passion for writing and music, go all in. Just believe in yourself, believe in your voice, and don't feel like you have to change who you are to fit an industry standard.
Word. Very wise.
Very
wise, young lady. Well, it's been beautiful to get to know you and to talk with you and to hear your mind, and you're as brilliant as I thought you were from just looking at your music, and congratulations on graduating in the Panty, and continuing to have like your star rise. I know that you're one of those people that I'm going to continue to see and hear more about and have more visibility. And I just look forward to cheering you on from wherever I am. Thank you
so much. And it was so great talking to you.
Thank you. You too. You too.
I had so much fun. Y'all don't forget to follow DJ Reborn at DJ Reborn and her organization, DJs for Justice.
Yes.
Hey now, Black woman doing great things.
Yes. Thank you. And your IG is?
Official.Nilla.
And I love your name, Nilla Allin.
Yes.
That's dope.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And y'all follow Breakthrough TV. Thank you so much for having me, Breakthrough.
Thank you, Breakthrough.
Was so much fun. And they have an Our Stories project. So y'all tune into their Our Stories project on Instagram. Our Stories in vividcolor.org. Check that out.
Yes. So let's all follow Breakthrough TV if you're not already. And Nilla, and I'm gonna get like your tracks when I can. I'll reach out to you so I can start to incorporate your music in my DJ set.
Yes. And I have something coming out really soon. I'm excited for my next release.
Ooh, okay. So you're gonna keep us posted. You're gonna post about it on IG.
Yes.
All right. That's what's up. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for this conversation. What a blessing and an honor it was. And we'll see you guys in these internet streets. Everybody stay safe.
See ya. Y'all stay safe.
Bye.